What's up guys, what's going on? Tito here, and basically I was going to shoot this video as how to factory reset a Stylo 2, but then I know some people will be asking, how do I do the same scenario for a different device? So let's just throw all Android devices in the mix. And this is just basically things you can do if you have to factory reset your device because of it starting to act up weird, it's starting to get buggy. Maybe something is not working right, and a factory reset could actually fix the issue. But one of the things that we dread about factory resetting a device is that we have to reinstall everything back onto our Android smartphones. So I'm going to give you guys tips right now, basically how to regain everything as easy as possible, and just kind of like just tips basically. So the first thing that we hate to do is having to hunt down every application we had installed on our Android device and have to reinstall them back on. But luckily for you guys, if you don't know, and if you haven't done it, when you do a factory reset on your smartphone, especially with Lollipop and Up, we have this security to our device that if you factory reset it, you're gonna have to relog into the last known Gmail account that was attached to that device, or it will not boot up to the operating system. But another thing that comes with that is that when you boot up into the operating system after you reconnect your Gmail account, there's this thing where it's gonna ask you if you want to restore applications back onto your device. And if you actually click that as a yes, you'll get a drop down, and when you click it, it'll have every device you've ever had on your Gmail account. And those are basically the app settings in a way. So say you had like 36 applications installed on an old device, and on your latest device you had 51. Well, you just go by the model number. So say you had the LG Stylo 2, you had 51 applications installed on it. When you factory reset and you type in your Gmail account when you first boot up again, and you bypass that and you log in your Gmail to the phone again, and it goes to restore applications. When you click that drop down, it's going to tell you the model number of the G Stylo, which is the LS775. And if you click that one, and it's going to bring another drop down menu that has a list of applications that you previously had installed on your Stylo 2 before resetting it. You could choose to have all those checked, or if there's some apps that you're like, I don't want it back again, you could uncheck those and just restore the apps that you recently have. Of course, the downside to that is that they will not all be signed in again. So if you don't remember your passwords to your applications, you're gonna have to do forgot passwords and do the whole setup thing again for those apps individually. But as far as hunting down every application and game that you had on your device, that makes it easier right there. So remember that. Now, music is another thing, because we all love to download music. I mean, even though it's not right to do so, and believe me, it's not, because your favorite artist is losing money every time you pirate downloaded music. But that's not what this is about. Let this car pass by real quick. But anyways, getting your music back, that's going to be a hard thing. Well, if all your music is moved to the SD card, it will not delete your music, okay? Now, if you have all your music saved on your internal storage, then there lies the problem, because if you factory reset, it will delete those. But the best thing you can do is to go into a file manager, grab all your music files, and move it from your internal storage to your SD card. Because factory resetting, which is basically formatting the internal drive, sort of, it just erases it. Actually doesn't format it, but it erases all data on the internal drive. It does not touch the SD card. But as a security measure, you could always back your music up to Google Drive. If you've never used Google Drive, this is one of those times where I suggest you use it. Sorry if the camera's moving, the wind's blowing, the tree's moving. But yeah, this is one of those times where I would definitely say, go ahead and utilize Google Drive. Take all your music and upload it to Google Drive. And therefore, if you want to listen to your music, you don't even have to download it. You can play the music straight off of Google Drive if you want. But if you really got to use like a music player of your choice, you can re-download all your music back onto the device. Not just that, but anytime you switch devices, you don't have to connect your phone to a computer and move your music over or anything like that. You can re-download it just from Google Drive. It's stored in the cloud. But those are the two options that I would suggest you do for music, is either upload them to Google Drive or move them to your SD card because it will not format your SD card. There's actually a third option, which is actually uploading your music to Google Play Music. You actually can do that, where then you don't need to keep the music files on your device. They're already on Google Play Music if that is the music app that you use on your Android device. But if you use other music apps, no need to do that. Photos. Okay, photos is another thing we don't want to lose. Precious moments that we've captured with our cameras, we don't want to lose, okay? Now here's the thing you could do before factory resetting your device. Again, two options. You can move all your photos to your SD card. I actually prefer that every photo I take on my smartphones is saved to my SD card rather than my internal storage. But you can always go and upload it to things like Google Drive. If you have never used Google Photos before, you can actually open up the Google Photos app and you can actually have all your photos backed up to Google Photos. And that's something that would really help out. You will never lose your photos because of, again, cloud storage. These are things that you can do to keep your photos safe. And I would actually double up on it. I do both. I keep all my photos on my SD card, and I also have it auto backup to Google Photos, so then I have them in two places, a cloud storage and a physical memory card. Car passing by. Okay, so photos, music, apps got taken care of. Let's talk about contacts, okay? Because contacts is not something really that you could just move over to your SD card. No, unless you download your contacts into a VCF file and then move that over, and then you can port it into another device. But that's so much hooplas and humbugs. Why even bother doing it that way? There's actually one nifty thing you could do that could actually help so you don't lose your contacts, and that is sync your contacts to your Google account. If you sync your contacts to your Google account, any phone that you install, or you sign into your Google account, you can resync in all your contacts. That's one thing that I think a lot of people don't do or never think of doing, is syncing your contacts to Google. Very easy to do. You go to your dialer, and in your dialer, you'll see when you go to your contacts, you hit settings, and you'll see in your settings for your contacts, you either can look at your contacts that's saved on the phone. You can click it for a drop-down menu that will actually give you the option to see all your contacts in Google. And that's the one that you should always have on primarily. You should always have Google Contacts as your default contacts in your dialer app. Simply just because anytime you type in a new contact, so you meet a new person, a new friend, maybe a new lady or a new guy, whatever your preference is, and you take down their phone number, you put in your contacts, you don't have to worry that if you reset your device, you're going to lose their phone number, because if you're using your Google Contacts in your dialer, it's going to sync whatever you change. So anytime you make a change, contacts in settings is going to sync everything. So that is another way to keep all your contacts. If you have never synced your contacts to Google, then now is the time to do so. Go into your dialer, go to the contact section of your dialer, go to settings, and switch it from phone to Google or to Gmail. And then after that, go out of it, go into the settings app, go to account and sync, go into your Gmail account, drop down to where it says contact, and if auto sync is not on, tap contacts to sync, and it will sync your contacts and you won't lose it. So now we've taken care of contacts, we've taken care of music, we've taken care of photos, and we've taken care of apps. What's the next thing to do? Well, factory reset the device. Now you could do it, some devices have it as an option. I believe it's in if you go into your settings app and you go into, I think, backup and restore, I think it is, there should be an option of factory reset. But the way I like to do it is to manually boot into the recovery. Now on the LG Stylo 2, what you want to do is power off your device, okay? And then on the back of the device, you have your volume rocker and your power button all in one same location. What you want to do is, from a powered off point, you want to hold down the volume button and then press the power button and hold it down, and the screen will turn on. You will see the LG logo. From there, you'll know that you did it correctly, because then the screen will change. You will see the little Android bot, and then you will get a list of things you can do in recovery. And yeah, you just basically use the volume rockers to scroll up and down on the recovery list, use the power button to select, scroll down to wipe data factory reset, hit the power button and let it just wipe the phone, okay? With other devices, it may vary. Like I believe with my J7, the combination for recovery is from a powered off point. You want to hold the, I believe, volume up, the home button, and then press and hold the power button until you boot into recovery. Other devices just require you to hold the volume down and power button simultaneously. Some require you to do power and volume up simultaneously. Basically, if you want to know how to boot into recovery, Google is your friend, okay? Type it in, very simple to do. Google search and just be like access recovery on, and then whatever your device is, if it's the Stylo 2, if it's the X Power, if it's the J3, J7, if it's the HTC Desire 626, it could be a freaking Huawei 6X, whatever device you have, just Google search it, how to access recovery on, boom, and put the device name and hit enter. Google will have a plethora of freaking links that will tell you how to get into your recovery. So yes, remember guys, Google is your friend. Don't be afraid to ask Google questions, man. But hopefully these tips will actually help you out as far as factory resetting your device without losing a lot of precious data, photos, and music and whatever and whatnot. Now, before I end this, if your device is rooted, okay, and that means that you went through the steps to root your device, you have Super User, which is the preferred one to use. I don't like King Root. I don't like their apps because it's like a off 80% type root type of permissions you get. So Super User is the way to go via Chainfire. But dang, big truck. I am not going to edit this out. Every time I come out to record, traffic has to come down my street, but I'm not recording. There's zero traffic here. But anyhow, if you are rooted, you can basically back up all your data. That means your logins, your app data, game save data, and everything using Titanium Backup. So that's only if you're rooted. Now, if you're gonna ask me, does the Stylo 2 have root? Does the X Power have root? Does the J7 have root? Let me tell you guys, root for mid-range devices is like nearly non-existent these days. So don't ask, because it, you know, if there was root, I would have done rooted my phones already. But people that got flagship devices, or even if it's like an older device that had root developed for it, then yeah. If you have root on your Android smartphone, you want to keep all your data, basically do Titanium Backup, because once you factory reset and you put everything back into perspective, you can restore from Titanium Backup as if your phone was never resetted at all. So I know it's a pretty long video, it's like almost 14 minutes long, but if you guys enjoyed this video and if it was helpful, please smash that like button to let me know. Sorry I didn't do any demos right now with the phone or anything like that. But yeah, basically, had a long day. So yeah, links on the display if you guys want to click them. Subscribe, click that bell option so you know when I upload a video. Again, my name is Tito, this is Aloha Android. Thanks for checking me out. Mahalo for the view, and aloha. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.